No one you can trust.
After making my Avatar The Last Airbender video, which you guys should really check out because I'm really proud of it. Anyways, I started reminiscing about some of my favorite TV shows and movies, and one that I always come back to is Gravity Falls. With its mystery, adventure, and comedy all wrapped up in some great animation, it's consistently been one of my favorite shows of all time. So imagine my dismay when I realized that it's been 2 years since I've rewatched it. So I thought it would be a great idea to go down memory lane and revisit the first episode. So without further ado, let's dive in. Gravity Falls is a beloved animated series that aired on Disney Channel in 2012. It follows the adventures of twin siblings Dipper and Mabel Pines during their summer with their great Uncle Stan, also known as Grunkle Stan, in the mysterious town of Gravity Falls, Oregon. Dipper is the awkward, curious, intelligent twin with a thirst for adventure. Mabel is the more quirky and optimistic twin who's always looking at the bright side of things. No, literally. She's a ray of sunshine, honestly. She's also extremely boy crazy, but she's self-aware about it, so it's okay.
Do you like me? Yes. Definitely. Absolutely.
I rigged it.
She's so real. Uncle Stan, he's the one that runs the Mystery Shack, which is a museum/gift shop that claims to have exhibitions of real mystical creatures. He's like that shady car salesman who just does anything for a quick buck, but you can't help but love him because he's just so hilarious and charismatic.
Not good.
What a guy. We also have our supporting characters, Seuss and Wendy, who are both employees at the Mystery Shack, and they often just get roped into the kids' shenanigans. Episode 1 is titled Tourist Trapped, and it opens with Dipper and Mabel already caught in a predicament as they're being chased by a giant monster, with Dipper doing the classic "you must be wondering how we got here" trope.
Rest assured, there's a perfectly logical explanation.
We then jump back a few days before this event to see where this all started.
It all began when our parents decided we could use some fresh air. They shipped us up north to a sleepy town called Gravity Falls, Oregon to stay at our great uncle's place in the woods.
Grunkle Stan asks Dipper to hang up some posters in the creepy forest near the Mystery Shack, which sounds a little strange, but it's Grunkle Stan, so this perfectly makes sense for him.
Thing is just local legend, drummed up by guys like me to sell merch to guys like that. So quit being so paranoid.
While in the forest, Dipper stumbles upon a journal written by an anonymous author who hid the book under some mysterious circumstances.
My suspicions have been confirmed. I'm being watched. I must hide this book before he finds it.
I love how he's just reading this very top secret information out loud in the middle of the woods, Dipper, go somewhere else. He also then keeps his secret for all of 2 seconds before telling Mabel about what he found in the journal.
Remember, in Gravity Falls, there is no one you can trust.
No one you can trust.
Shut up!
And get this.
No one you can trust.
Unfortunately, she's too wrapped up in going out on a date to really care that much, so she doesn't really take it seriously when he tells her. Her date's name is Norman, and when he first meets Dipper, he's acting really strange, like he has something to hide. Think Edward Cullen in the first Twilight movie.
Yeah, I know, it's the fluorescence.
You wanna go gold hands?
He's literally Edward Cullen. I see no difference. Based off of Norman's just really peculiar behavior, Dipper consults his journal to kind of see what criteria he falls under, and he concludes that he's a zombie.
Zombie! Somebody say Crombie? What is that, Crombie?
I love how seemingly oblivious Grunkle Stan is throughout this entire episode. Emphasis on seemingly. But anyways, initially Dipper freaks out about this revelation, but then after talking to Seuss, he decides that he needs to gather more evidence so that Mabel doesn't think that he's just lost his mind. So he stalks Mabel and Norman all day and records them from the bushes. Perfectly normal.
I'd seen enough.
After gathering this evidence, Dipper confronts Mabel about her boyfriend being a zombie. And I think she's gonna react with understanding and care. I mean, Dipper's her twin brother.
Listen to me. Norman and I are going on a date at 5 o'clock. I'm gonna be adorable, and he's gonna be dreamy. And I'm not gonna let you ruin it with one of your crazy conspiracies.
Well, could've gone a lot worse. Most people would have probably thrown in the towel after being cussed out like that. Dipper, on the other hand, is even more convinced that Norman is a zombie, so he goes to talk to Grunkle Stan, but he's too busy scamming people, so Dipper has to rescue Mabel on his own.
A rock that looks like a face.
Does it look like a rock?
No, it looks like a face.
Over here! Uncle Stan!
For the 5th time, it's not an actual face.
I swear, every single time Grunkle Stan is on screen, he's doing something either shady or just insane or hilarious. I just love his character so much. Over in the woods, Norman and Mabel are on their date, and he says that he has something to tell her, this big secret that he's been hiding. And in true Mabel fashion, she's hoping this man is a vampire so she can have her Bella Swan moment.
Please be a vampire. Please be a vampire.
Sorry for the number of Twilight references. As soon as I hear the word vampire, that's immediately what comes to my brain.
The skin of a killer.
Unfortunately, it turns out Norman is a gnome. Well, actually, he's multiple gnomes who want Mabel to be their queen. Surprisingly, she does decline this proposal. My girl might be boy crazy, but she has standards.
Meanwhile,
Upon her rejection, they respond in a perfectly reasonable and understanding way.
We understand. We'll never forget you, Mabel. Because we're gonna kidnap you.
Well, never mind. They then bring her to their little gnome village where Dipper arrives on the scene and rescues her.
Do not trifle with the...
I'm sorry, every single time I see this scene, it kills me. Obviously, this doesn't go over well with the gnomes, and they become this giant gnome monster, which catches us up with the events that we saw at the beginning of the episode. Can we just talk about how Dipper took those punches like a champ? Because those were some crazy right hooks and he barely even budged.
Thanks, Mabel.
Dipper and Mabel are weaving and ducking through the woods, but luckily they finally make it back to the Mystery Shack. At this point, you're probably thinking, thank God, you know, Grunkle Stan is there, he's gonna protect them, he's gonna make sure they're okay. No, he's too busy hypnotizing himself, so the kids are just on their own to defeat this thing.
I can't even remember what I was talking about.
At this point, the gnomes have the kids cornered, so Mabel surrenders and accepts their proposal to be their queen.
Bada bing, bada bam. Now let's get you back into the forest, honey.
Psych, Mabel's actually a mastermind and an amazing actress. This was actually all a ploy to get them to lower their guard so she could suck them up with a leaf blower. My goodness, you cannot make this stuff up. I love this show. Anyways, after this, Mabel apologizes for initially not believing Dipper. They make up with an awkward sibling hug.
Awkward sibling hug?
Awkward sibling hug. Pat, pat.
Dipper gets his iconic pine tree hat. Mabel gets a grappling hook, and all is well.
This journal told me there was no one in Gravity Falls I could trust. But when you battle 100 gnomes side by side with someone, you realize that they've probably always got your back. Hey Mabel, could you get the light?
I'm on it.
Just kidding. The episode actually ends with a mysterious scene of Grunkle Stan sneaking off in the middle of the night as the camera pans to a seemingly normal vending machine that opens to reveal a hidden entrance, setting the stage for the hidden secrets that lay beneath Gravity Falls. I'm sorry guys, I couldn't give up the opportunity to set the tone. Honestly, rewatching this first episode brought me so much joy. It's just unadulterated fun, but it's also so well written. Like, in this episode alone, there's already so many little Easter eggs that foreshadow future plot lines and future episodes. It truly shocks me with the amount of detail that the writers put into this show. It's just too good.
She's got a point. She's an icon. She's a legend. And she is the moment. Now, come on now.
With that being said, I will be rewatching the show expeditiously, and I most definitely think you guys should too because it remains iconic. Hi guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for future content. As always, thanks for being on this ride with me, and I'll see you when I see ya. Bye guys.